Welcome back everyone to a brand new stream, and this time we're going to talk about the Black Ops 7 leaks. If you guys haven't already, smash that like button. I'm definitely really excited for what's about to happen with Black Ops. Again, this month is going to be a lot more news, so be sure to stay tuned for that.
Zombies for Black Ops 7. Now what I want to talk about in this video is Black Ops 7 potentially releasing earlier than November 14th.
Again, this is going to be probably a pre-release, which I'm super excited about as well.
Due to a couple of things. There have been some leaks and some rumors that are floating over on Twitter coming in from like reliable sources like the Ghost of Hope. And on top of that, we got a new leak that the Battlefield 6's free battle royale is going to be releasing a lot sooner than we think. And this may actually encourage Activision to push up the release date to compete with Battlefield. Quick word from our sponsor, Mitch Cactus.
I don't know if they're going to I feel like they already have a release date set in stone. So I don't believe that it's actually, they're gonna, boost it because of that. It doesn't make any sense to me.
And then we have Black Ops 7, Call of Duty releasing their game. Now it just doesn't stop there because Battlefield wants to compete with Warzone as well, and they want to...
I mean, how can they compete with Warzone when a lot of the game is now gone? It's gone for a long time. A lot of the community has moved on
to release their own battle royale. Now I remember there was like the fire team mode. This one is a little different than that.
I mean, the fire team mode completely flopped, right?
And it's completely brand new, and this one is meant to be a free-to-play experience to directly compete with Warzone. Now here's the...
They already tried this, right, with Battlefield 2042. Escape from Tarkov style. It did not work at all, and I'm kind of worried.
Interesting thing, we know that so far a lot of the things that Battlefield has done has caused a reaction, especially for Call of Duty. So for example, when Battlefield revealed that their game is going to cost $70, even though Call of Duty was planning on making theirs $79.99 to follow Nintendo Switch's brand new game pricing, they ended up changing it and going back to the same pricing.
I mean, I'm not too worried about the price. I feel like people will still buy it. It's not about the price. It's about how much you get for value. Look at Black Ops 6. You buy Black Ops 6, you get 3 different games. You buy Battlefield, you get a single game. You're basically, when you buy GTA, you're basically buying it for life.
Realized that was a mistake. The second thing is when Battlefield actually announced their release date and the game coming out on October 10th, Call of Duty redid their beta dates, and for one of the first times ever, we have a beta date that goes on for almost an entire week. So it starts on October 2nd, and then it goes on until October 8th, which ends exactly 48 hours.
I'm feeling this will only be multiplayer.
Before the launch of Battlefield 6, instead of having one weekend and then waiting and then having the next weekend. And then the next thing is during the Battlefield beta, they had secure boot, and that was one of the main reasons why there really weren't many cheaters throughout the beta. A couple days after that, Call of Duty announced that they were going to require secure boot with the launch of Black Ops 7. And then it even goes further down, obviously, with people saying Battlefield has been realistic, it's grounded, Call of Duty has lost its identity, Call of Duty updated the Vault Edition operators. So basically, it's been a back and forth thing between Call of Duty and Battlefield, and no matter which game you support, this is a good thing for all of us. Well, now in the latest competition, something interesting popped up, and this comes in from Modern Warzone over on Twitter. And he says sources, which they have been pretty accurate so far, and he does give reliable information. He says sources, Battlefield 6 Battle Royale is currently planned to launch on October.
It's gonna be hard to actually get into Warzone's market cap. Look at how many players are in Warzone. Millions of players every month. So how will Battlefield enter this market cap back? I'm kind of worried for them. And again, as a Battlefield content creator, I saw how Battlefield 2042 did.
28th, 18 days after the launch of the game. This date is subject to change as always, especially with Battle Royale currently in testing in Battlefield Labs, but I've heard it is current plan for launch. Now, the thing about this, we knew that Battlefield is going to have a Battle Royale, which was officially announced during the showcasing in the direct that they did. But during that time, the idea was the release date would come in early 2026, so a couple of months after the launch of Battlefield 6. And now it's looking like they're trying to release it just 18 days after the official launch of the game. And then Modern Warzone also replies. He says, original reports that were widely published had Battle Royale set for months after launch, but I was always told the plan for Battle Royale is to arrive shortly after launch and not months after. Recently got enough to post publicly about it, but I've always been told that that rumor was not very accurate. So it looks like he sort of followed up and confirmed that the whole months away type of thing was never Battlefield's plan. They were planning to release this Battle Royale very, very soon after the release of the game. Now, one thing to let you know is the Battlefield is free to play, so it's going to be directly competing with Warzone. Many of you guys who say play Warzone and play Call of Duty, but you don't want to purchase BO6, you don't want to purchase BO7, and you want to play Warzone, the free-to-play side of things, this may be something that will interest you. And the fact is, they're actually going to be releasing it before the launch of Black Ops 7, which is on November 14th.
I mean, people will always have like this. What's most important is your time, right? There's plenty of games out there. People are just wondering which of the games are they going to be playing. That's the big scenario here.
Then, as you guys know, after November 14th is the launch, and you have multiplayer, zombies, and all of that. Around a month or two later, so towards the start or middle of December, is when they do the Season 1 update and the Warzone integration. So everything from Black Ops 7 will be updated and implemented into Warzone, so it feels like a brand new game. And then they also introduce new maps. And
I mean, this is a pretty good, if these leaks are true, this would be pretty important. Again, Battlefield 6 is an awesome game, don't get me wrong, but it cannot compete. Even we saw this with Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 was amazing, and what did we get that time? It was like Call of Duty, Advanced Warfare. Guess what? Advanced Warfare still had more players.
Things like that. And from what I know from the leak so far is they do plan on introducing a new Resurgence map to Warzone once it integrates with Black Ops 7. Now, at the same time, because Battlefield is going to be releasing this and they're trying to release this way before Call of Duty, this could definitely scare Call of Duty a lot. Now, I mean, it could scare them.
No, I don't think it will scare them at all. I think they're super prepared. I don't think there's any chance.
To the point that they may end up changing the release date, because we've talked about this before.
I mean, obviously, look how much it would cost them to change the release date. That would be crazy. I don't believe that at all.
But according to the Ghost of Hope, he says take this with a very big grain of salt, but they may end up pushing the release date for Black Ops 7. Now, it being November 14th, it's tied for the latest Call of Duty release ever. I believe the last Call of Duty that released this late was Black Ops 3. Now, the question is, are they actually going to do that, or are they just going to announce some big changes that are going to be coming into Warzone? So far, if you've noticed, no marketing or anything like that, or any of the Black Ops 7 features have been really mentioned for Warzone. The only thing that they talked about was they said there's going to be like a new weapon code system to where all you have to do is just copy a code and send it.
I mean, there's always going to be more items that they're going to add from Black Ops 6, so that's a pretty good thing. And the weapons look great so far.
To your friend, and then they could copy your loadout instead of having to put on the different attachments and everything, and exactly like that. It was like a quality of life type of update. But in terms of actual gameplay features, a showcasing at the new Resurgence map and all of that, that hasn't been officially revealed just yet, and that's usually until Call of Duty Next. And Call of Duty Next is scheduled for the end of this month on the 30th. So,
and we're probably going to be getting tons more updates that way.
According to, the Ghost of Hope and other big Call of Duty outlets, they're saying that Call of Duty is going to need to do some pretty big surprises during Call of Duty Next at this point. Battlefield releasing a month before is one thing, but having their free-to-play Battle Royale out,
it's not going to have enough players to make an impact, in my opinion. I could be totally wrong here. I love Battlefield. I had a Battlefield channel, 5 years ago. But I do not believe that this is going to be that much of an update.
Out there weeks later is a pretty big reason to be worried if I'm Activision. Now, I'm not going to lie, it's very possible during Call of Duty Next on September 30th that they do always announce some surprises, and one of those could be early access. That's something that we've seen in the past in Call of Duty, but they actually stopped doing it after MW3 because of how bad it was. When they did the campaign early access for a week, it ended up getting like the worst reviews out of any campaign, and I feel like Call of Duty should be very confident with the Black Ops 7 campaign. They've been working on it for years.
Yeah, and I also feel like the writers they have, the budget they have, it cannot, unfortunately, it fell out. it's not gonna be the same.
Years. It actually looks like it could be very interesting and good, and they should bring back campaign early access, at least as like the bare minimum. And then one other thing you got to remember, if they do bring campaign early access, any level, any progression that you do in campaign is going to directly correlate with multiplayer, because for the first time ever, campaign progression will be available. And so if you get to like level 20 or level 30 in the campaign, you're actually going to be level 20 or 30 when multiplayer officially comes out, and that way you're not like left behind compared to people who don't play the campaign at all and just jump straight into multiplayer. So I personally believe that they may, and that is a possibility, that they can announce at least an early access week. And in my opinion, giving early access will encourage pre-orders. If I see someone playing the game early because they pre-order the game and the gameplay footage looks decent, then I'm probably going to pre-order the game so I can also play early as well. That's something that I definitely think they need to bring back and will be.
I feel like the open beta they will have, of course, there's gonna invite a lot of players to buy the main game.
Worth it in the long run. Now, someone replied and said, okay, besides a release date move up, what could they possibly do? What could they announce? Warzone, I just don't think anyone cares about it anymore. And what could they do to make people actually care about the game? He says disbanding lobbies gone, an actual real look at post-launch map plans with skins, actual commitment to anything, and talking transparently about what has gone wrong. So doing really, really big updates. For example, the disbanding lobbies feature, this is something that people have talked about, and they have tested in the past before. I remember with MW3 they announced that they were testing this feature and they were going to see if they could implement it to where if you end up getting a good lobby, usually in Call of Duty, if you finally get that good lobby, at the end of the game, it's over with. They disband the entire lobby and then you have to jump into a completely brand new one. But with the non-disbanding lobby feature like we had in like OG MW2 and the older Call of Duty titles, if you get in one of those really good lobbies, it stays until you back out yourself or the other players manually back out. But that's just something that's basically at the moment.
What I don't like if someone quits, like I saw so many games where they kept quitting like instantly. That is very, you know, unfortunate. They just kept quitting, and you couldn't even get a possible good game.
If they actually want to compete with Battlefield and continue on, and honestly, I'm not going to be surprised if they did something like that. I know Call of Duty is definitely going to announce something. As I've talked about in the beginning of the video, every single time Battlefield has something and they generate any form of hype, Call of Duty tries to counteract by doing something and trying to bring that player base back. So I'm going to leave you guys off with one question. What would you like Call of Duty to announce that will make you purchase Black Ops 7?
Open world. I would be really happy with open world myself. What do you guys think? That would be definitely a big scenario for a lot of people.
And make you play Call of Duty over Battlefield. What will it take for you to switch over if you're like on the fence or if you're on the side of Battlefield? But anyways, that is all that I got for you guys here in today's video. Hopefully this is some good news for all of us and we can get some big and good changes for both Battlefield and Call of Duty. But it's been your boy Thank you guys for tuning in, and hopefully I'll be seeing you guys back on the channel again. Peace.
So yeah, I pretty much agree with him. It is a very fair, you know, analogy what we're gonna get. Black Ops Zombies is gonna be a big thing. So we also have Black Ops Zombies Ashes of the Damned. This one is a pretty huge one. And again, I watched this one like 3 times already, but I want to do a deep dive on it. So this is a teleporting type, right? But I feel like there's gonna be a lot of cinematics in the new COD 7. So a lot of things are gonna change here for Black Ops.
Welcome to the party.
We got that straight. It is a party, and y'all are the guests of honor.
So yeah, we still don't know if this guy's gonna be helping or not.
I know. Y'all are confused.
And also, can I just add a detail is super insane here. Like, look, you can even see the particles. You can see like it's frozen. I'm guessing this could be the souls. And yeah, this guy is definitely going to take us on some sort of a tour ride. And something tells me like this person is from 1945, right? the teleporter took random people, and we're probably going to be seeing random maps from different scenarios. This is almost 100% in my mind.
See y'all real soon.
So yeah, what does he do here? I guess takes his souls through him. See, so this skull is like an intermediary.
See y'all real
Hi
soon.
guys.
In the meantime, why don't y'all get to know some of the natives?
So yeah, first time I was watching, I thought something bad, but actually they're cursed. So that's what happens. You're gonna have some sort of curse, or your soul is gonna be gone. You're gonna be a half zombie. That's the thing. At first I thought they are cursed for what, but then I noticed that their soul got taken.
What's going on, guys?
I wonder if we will get like also gadgets and drones and grenades and all of that. That would be awesome if we had some like drones, kill streaks, and throwing swords. That would be awesome if we could throw swords at zombies. So yeah, 8-player mode is what I want to see as well.
As anticipation builds.
So yeah, we have new Black Ops 6 season conduct update first look, the haunting crossovers and more.
Guys, welcome back to another video. In this one, we're going to talk about the Season 6 update. Last time around, we talked about the haunting and the leaks and the rumors and the confirmations that we had that the haunting is returning to Call of Duty this year. And many of you guys wanted more follow-up information. So today, we'll talk about some other leaks and things like that that you can expect with the Season 6 update. So if you find...
Like, look at this. This looks so nice. The amount of collaboration that the Black Ops 6 has is the same as with Warzone. It is absolutely unreal.
In the video, informative or helpful at any point,
Like, not same with Warzone, same as Fortnite.
consider hitting that
So Fortnite has a huge update on that.
like and subscribe button. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So as we've talked about before, the update is on October 9th. That means that it's going to be half a season long. Every Season 6 is usually a half a season because we don't get a reloaded update. Now, because it starts on October 9th and then Black Ops 7 officially releases on November 14th, we don't have enough time for a reloaded update. So it's just usually a month-long type of season. And all the stuff that would have been in Reloaded will always be added at the very start, which is what makes Season 6 so good. And then alongside that, the crossovers and things like that. Now, before Season 6 even goes live, there's going to be the marketing that comes out, and usually...
I feel like, you know, the thing is, Black Ops 6 is going more into a direction where it's going to be like Fortnite. It's going to have, you know, different collaborations. This is a good thing because Black Ops will have more money for development. It's becoming a movie-like. A lot of people don't like these skins. There should be a feature to turn this stuff off.
That's the blog posts, the cinematic trailers, the breakdown, the reveal of the crossovers, and all the information comes pouring out. This time it's going to be a little interesting because first off, throughout this month, they've confirmed that there's going to be zombies roadmaps for Black Ops 7 and more information for BO7 in general. And then at the very end of the month on September 30th, we have Call of Duty next. Now, this falls around a week and a couple days before that update goes live. So when you think about it, usually the marketing and the roadmap is always the Thursday before the update.
So yeah, that's a pretty good point. Seems like we are gonna have this week is gonna be so much update, guys. And again, that's why I came back to YouTube, because zombies marketing started now. But I'm really excited for Season 6. Could be coming a few days earlier. Could be even a mix of both. We haven't seen that before, but A mix of both wouldn't be as bad, especially because there's millions and millions of people, and people who are interested in zombies are probably interested in multiplayer anyway.
So if they were to follow that same pattern, that would mean it would release the Thursday before on October 2nd. Now, there's one problem. October 2nd is the day that the Black Ops 7 beta officially begins. So just 48 hours after Call of Duty next. And I'm going to be honest, at that point, no one is really worried about the haunting event or any information in regards to it. They're all trying to load up and download the beta and jump on it and play some games because the beta itself goes on.
The beta itself is probably going to be for all the free-to-play players and all the ones who did early access so they can watch Twitch streamers, they can watch people play.
On from October 2nd until the 8th, which is almost an entire week. And then on the 9th, the day after, is when Season 6 haunting will begin. So I personally believe that they might do the haunting updates and reveals a little bit earlier. Maybe on the week of like the 25th, we might get a little bit of marketing there. And then they're going to reveal everything, get that out of the way, and then start Call of Duty next and all the BO7 hype. Anyways, we're going to have to wait and see what they do officially. But let's talk about the leaks that we have so far.
So yeah, the leaks, again, Black Ops 6 content update. The leaks are most likely gonna be a lot of skins from horror movies. Like these type of brand deals are pretty important, and that's what Black Ops 6 is offering, the movies. That's a pretty big thing.
This weapon was added to the files a couple of updates ago. We thought it was going to be in Season 5, but it never released. That means that if it does release, it's going to be in Season 6. This is the last and final update we have in BO6. And there's been times where Call of Duty, throughout blog posts and roadmaps, they've teased at the MP40 coming back. So for example, in one of the blogs, they were talking about zombies, and they said, what if we told you one of the most iconic SMGs in zombies history was coming along for the ride? And that references the MP40. It's a classic that we've seen in zombies multiple different times in the past before. And the fact that it says it's still in the files according to leakers, it hasn't been removed or anything like that, so it's still sitting there. And that is T10_SM for SMG, and then the code name MPUG40, which is very obvious. It's the MP40. Now, there's a couple of other weapons we've talked about in the past that still haven't come out yet. For example, a chainsaw. That obviously makes sense. It's going to be a melee weapon known as Seesaw in the files, and that's probably going to be one of the weapons you'll be able to unlock in the battle pass and things like that. And then there's also the wand. So the wand, we're thinking it's probably going to be the field upgrade because it has to do with zombies. They're labeling it under special weapon. And then Reality UK said whatever the wand is, it has 5 different barrels. So it has ball, it has burst, it has AoE, it has bomb, and
could be this like some sort of I mean, this is pretty common. This is like a melee. This is, you know, an MP40 could be a special weapon. We saw that in the Verdansk World War II for Black Ops. But this one, this is what the special weapon is. 5 different barrels. Again, these are just code names. So I have a feeling this could be a skin that they will be selling, you know, or it could be some sort of a special weapon. I don't know if it's going to be available in multiplayer or just zombies. That would be
someone said that's field upgrade, weaponized Ethereum, neutralizer device. And someone else said,
I mean, that would be nice on your zombies lore, Orange Man.
ball could be energy mine, burst is frost blast, AoE's ring of fire, bomb is shatter blast, and beam is ether flare. So hinting at this being a zombies field upgrade.
I mean, I would love to see that. Look, this looks super nice that you could use different field upgrades with different weapons, like, you know, exactly as someone, like, this is a really nice scenario. Like, you could freeze, but then you could change it based on the wave. Wow.
I remember, because we have these weapons in the files, I believe the one is probably going to release. That's going to be for zombies. But in terms of the MP40, there's a chance they might save it for Black Ops 7. One recent thing that I noticed is that if you guys recall, we talked about how there was upcoming maps that were found in the files and they were remastered. We ended up getting WMD. There was Fringe in there. There's all these different maps, and one of them was Yemen from Black Ops 2, and it was in the files. And
I mean, this is that we're definitely getting some reskins from Black Ops. It's very obvious. We're already getting one in the trailer. I forgot which one, but that's the thing. Black Ops will always go for it. You know, we'll always try to do reskins because those are the good times, you know, in terms of Black Ops.
And then they mentioned in a dev talk that Yemen is going to be one of the upcoming maps for Black Ops 7's life cycle. So they decided to say, you know what, we're going to take Yemen out from BO6 and bring it to BO7. They might do the same thing here for the MP40 for all we know, because them releasing...
I feel like a lot of weapons could be also reskinned, added from Black Ops 2 to Black Ops, like the MP... what it was, MP40, I don't remember. There's a lot of cool weapons from Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1 that they could add into Black Ops 7.
Such an iconic weapon so late into the life cycle of the game, when they originally had plans to carry forward all of the weapons. So even if you unlocked it in Season 6, you would at least be able to use it in BO7 multiplayer. This time around, because carry forward is just no longer a thing, they may end up delaying this weapon. And
that's a good thing that carry forward is no longer a thing, because that means you can see all the new stuff. Again, that would make more people buy from a marketing strategy. That's a pretty good point.
Releasing in like Season 1 of Black Ops 7. So we'll have to wait until we get official confirmations, but it's still in the files. Now, the next thing that we have, this comes in from the Ghost of Hope, and he actually posted this quite a while ago. I had to scroll up a bit, and he said on March 28th, he put an image of Ghostface.
And again, yeah, this is pretty obvious. Didn't Mortal Kombat get this guy into their game? So this guy is pretty good on all these partnerships, even Fortnite maybe. And that's where they really win. You know, we already saw this guy a few times in other games, so it's almost 100% we're getting this Haunting update for Halloween.
So
they probably sold him to a bunch of various games, like as a collaboration.
He seemed to be teasing that the Haunting was going to be returning, and one of the operators that would be a part of this crossover would be the Ghostface operator skin, which we actually ended up seeing in the past with the Haunting event. So it's a little odd for them to bring that back again. And then someone actually asked him about this. So he said, earlier in the year when you showed Ghostface, were you trolling or is he actually coming to the game? And then he replied saying, I heard he was coming back. So that could potentially be one of the operators. Now, speaking of the operators and the potential crossovers we can get in the Season 6 update, Reality UK posted a list of code names. And as of earlier this month, so after the Season 5 Reloaded update went live, he said some new operator code names. We have Gummy, we have Peach Ring, we have Milk, we have Caramel, and then we have Dark. Now, because every single one of these is a brand new...
So these operators are probably part of a brand deal. That's why they didn't reveal. But this could very well, like Dark could very well be the Scream character. And then Milk could be, you know, a ghost character. Who knows? But I'm suspecting a lot of these will be either from brand deals that they have collaborations or it's something completely new.
Operator, that means this is going to be a new person entering Call of Duty. You can expect that the majority of these are going to be crossovers. Sometimes whenever we get these lists, the names are obvious. For example, like Sims will appear and we'll automatically know, oh, that's Lauren Sims from the campaign. We were thinking maybe Felix would be among them, but there's no Felix as you see here. There's not even a code name that starts with the letter F, so even if they were trying to hide it. So it looks like Felix Newman is not going to be a playable operator in Season 6, and these 5 code names we have are all going to focus on crossovers. Now, sometimes to decipher these code names, the first letter is usually what the operator could be. So, for example, Gummy could end up being Ghostface. They both start with the G. Peach Ring could potentially be Pennywise. For Milk, I could say Michael Myers, but we literally just got him, so it's probably something else. Some other people gave their guesses, but they didn't follow that pattern. So someone said it could be It. Then we could get Five Nights at Freddy. Someone said New Frankenstein, as well as Black Phone. And then Black Phone is something we talked about before because there's like an...
Oh, yeah, that would definitely be another thing, but I wonder if they're going to allow that. Again, there is tons and tons of ones we could have out there. You know, like the situation of the type of partnerships is unlimited. So what do you guys think? Personally, I think they have unlimited choices here.
Upcoming movie releasing in regards to that, and then with It, they have an upcoming TV show for that. But based on these code names, what do you think is going to be coming in? But the fact is, 5 different crossovers is pretty standard from what we've seen with Haunting updates and events. We actually got 5 in the last Haunting update that we got. Majority of them will release as operator bundles. Some of them will actually be available in the battle pass as some of the main characters. This is pretty much the majority of information that we have for Season 6. Call of Duty has done a really good job throughout BO6.
I mean, this is a pretty good video, and I feel like a lot of these we'll see in Black Ops 7. Again, this is confirmed, but could we see another partnership? I don't think there's going to be more than Scream in this update, just because, you know, usually they have one big partnership per year. But it is a possibility we see more surprises here. So I guess an extra map definitely happening. Zombies are gonna get stuff, crossovers, tons of good stuff, really. I'm gonna be right back, guys. Smash that like button if you haven't already. So Black Ops 7 is literally becoming one of the most used, like, movies. Like, it's becoming a big thing, basically. It's becoming like the next movie industry. There's even rumors of it being a movie. So the connections and the lore, it's literally 10 years being built up upon. It's a big value there, and it's making a ton of money for Treyarch. It's making a lot of money for Call of Duty. And that's why the secret story connections we haven't heard about are here, guys.
May have heard that Call of Duty is changing, and indeed it is. If you didn't know, when they first announced Black Ops 7, they showed off these 4 pre-order bonus skins. Well, since then, this week, they have changed what all of those pre-orders are actually going to look like. Now, all of these are...
I mean, for a very simple reason they changed it, because a lot of people were complaining about them.
Characters from previous Call of Duty games. We have Mike Harper, Chloe Lynch, Ted, and a robot. Now that robot is different from all of the other characters because the robot is actually from the future and the other characters are from the past. But the other thing that they did with all of these characters is they put out bios for all of them, which gives us information on the canon ending for Black Ops 2, which gives us information on all of these characters' backstories. And I wanted to dive into them because it's going to answer some long-awaited questions, and also it's going to bring up some more. So let's start with one of my favorite characters from Call of Duty of all time, Mike Harper.
Mason, you are one crazy bastard. You know that, right?
So Mike Harper's bio is this: a seasoned Navy SEAL and trusted ally to David Mason. Harper fought on the front lines, hardened by years of conflict and marked by a cybernetic injury. We'll come back to that. His loyalty never wavered, even when the mission demanded impossible choices from Myanmar to Haiti. Harper's role 10 years previously shaped the fate of the global power struggle, with his survival determined by split-second decisions in the heat of battle. Harper's current approach hasn't changed much over the course of his career. Get in clean, keep the team tight, finished what you started. His combat record proves
so yeah, he's definitely going to be in a single player campaign. This guy's definitely going to be in some sort of single player campaign, blunt, direct, and fiercely loyal. J-Soak, I'm guessing this is the team they're fighting against. When Chaos hits, he's the kind of soldier you want on your side. This could be the, you know, a reskin of sorts.
Success tactical awareness. When Chaos hit, he's the kind of soldier you want on your side of the firing line. Now the second...
So yeah, that's the Mike Harper from Black Ops 2, by the way, right? Yeah, that's him. So he's going to play a very key role, and this could be a reskin. We're probably getting also a normal Harper skin, but this is a special one.
Part there is basically talking about Black Ops 7, but the first part is very, very interesting, specifically referring to that cybernetic injury. Basically, there are 3 different injuries that Mike Harper can potentially get within Black Ops 2. So the first of which happens in Black Ops 2 when you are driving an escape vehicle. Basically, a pipe holding gas explodes with a giant flame, and if you drive underneath it, it burns Mike Harper's face.
This I remember. This is what they keep in detail. You know, small details like this is what makes COD amazing.
Extremely badly, to the point where it is for the rest of the game. So that is one potential injury. Now, looking at the video that we have of Mike Harper in this skin, it doesn't appear as though he has any scars on his face. However, there's part of this cybernetic augmentation that is covering his face. However, there is another scene that they gave us in the campaign where we actually see him without any of this, and it appears as though his face was never burnt. So
I mean, it's very possible in the future they can probably fix these scars with facial augmentation. Like, it's so easy to fix this. That's why it's not possible anymore. Or this could be before, like it could be a flashback. These are my 2 theories.
Not that. The second injury is, well, this one.
Come on! Is that all you got?
These are like the key moments from Black Ops.
Kill it. Yeah, that's it. Kill me, egghead. And you spineless piece of shit, getting others to do your dirty work. What kind of man are you? Huh? Show your loyalty by following my orders, buddy. Do it.
So yeah, if you try to shoot the other guy, of course he's gonna like notice that he's testing you.
Do the job now, buddy. Do it, man. Come on.
It's fucking crazy. Yeah, how can you survive that? It's insane.
Now, there are 2 pretty obvious reasons as to why this obviously cannot be canon and not be his cybernetic injury. And number 1, he is in Black Ops 7, so that is confirmed he is alive. But also, the other character that we're going to talk about next, Chloe Lynch, if Mike Harper dies, Chloe Lynch also dies. So let's jump over to her bio real quick.
Okay.
Obviously, she is alive as well, and it states...
So yeah, in the future, they could probably just fix that, right? Even like headshots. Or it could be an AI of sorts, like, or, you know, transferring their mind. Black Ops 2 was very advanced, so why shouldn't be Black Ops 7?
In her bio that Karma's transition from Codebreaker to Mission Command came shortly after the 2025 Menendez attacks, where her tactical skill set and cool head under pressure proved invaluable to recovery efforts. Her innate tactical instincts are matched by a deep understanding of the modern field of battle, and her ability to cut through the noise keeps her teams alive on missions. With her broad experience, Karma knows when to lead, when to delegate, and when to...
I mean, this is pretty basics what they write upon, but look, it looks so Scary. It looks like a robot.
Get her hands back on the terminal, making her an ideal choice to oversee JSOC's past field operations. So number one, clearly that death that we saw earlier, she is alive. Mike Harper is alive, she is alive. The interesting part about her bio though is now she is mission command. So that person that you hear inside of your ear throughout the campaign, throughout your missions, throughout multiplayer matches is most likely actually going to be Karma, which is interesting because she was never a soldier in Black Ops 2 whatsoever. She was basically a computer nerd that could hack into things, but now she is the overseer of JSOC, which is the team that you play as within Black Ops 7. Now going back to Mike Harper, that cybernetic injury, there's one other injury that he gets at the end of Black Ops 2, and it's after you kill Menendez, you go and pick him up, and indeed, he has a piece of rebar through his leg.
I got you, brother.
So yeah, these are all the key moments, and I'm feeling we will get some sort of flashbacks.
You had me worried, man.
Now, I'm pretty sure Mike Harper only gets that rebar in his leg if you kill Menendez, which I believe if you don't kill Menendez, he still gets rebar in his leg, but another soldier ends up helping him. So technically, still Menendez could be dead or alive, but still, I truly believe based off of everything we're hearing in these bios, he is dead. Now, this is Ted, and it says this.
And this is from the Black Ops 2 transit map, right? So this guy, look, I feel like he has some sort of teleportation device, or this could be actually a soul he has, because we saw that in Black Ops 7's newest trailer.
Once seemingly benign transit operator embedded in an autonomous bus system, Ted is the first encountered ferrying survivor throughout the irradiated wilds of the Pacific Northwest, where scorched highways and undead-infested outposts are all that remain of the civilization. Prolonged exposure to the environmental hazards and isolation triggered severe personality drift, resulting in erratic speech patterns and spontaneous.
So yeah, this is very possible. So that this is some sort like he was revived or something like that.
Aggression. Though his primary directive remains safe and efficient transport, his definition of safety and acceptable rider behavior has grown increasingly volatile. Ted remains operational, but any boarding procedures or interaction in general should be conducted with extreme caution. Now, of course, this is referring to transit and transit making a return within Black Ops 7. I'm not going to dive too much into this backstory as I'm not really a specialist in the zombies
So we're gonna be probably seeing more about that also in the future
world, but I just thought I would throw that one in there as well. And by far the one with the coolest backstory, and probably the one that most people are going to pass over, is Reaper EWR3. Now, there's a whole backstory that is not included in his bio that I'm going to share with you here, and trust me, it's pretty cool. And it has to do with not Black Ops 2, not Black Ops 6, but actually Black Ops 3 of all things. So, developed under the classified military contract, the EWR3, or Experimental War Robot 3, is designed to enhance elite combat capability to those wounded in action. Also known simply as a Reaper in honor of the call sign used by the program's original human volunteer, the EWR-3 is operated via a neural cranial link by a decorated veteran, merging mechanical precision with human instinct in real time.
So again, this is gonna be one of the robots like turning rogue or helping potentially the players. You know, we saw that in the campaign, and here he is actually helping us as he should, right? So pretty awesome news.
Unlike fully autonomous platforms, this hybrid unit maintains a human presence on the battlefield, granting its operator full situational awareness, tactical agency, and the capacity for judgment where algorithms to fail. Deployed in high-risk environments where conventional forces cannot access, Reaper EWR-3 represents the bleeding edge of field of battle reclamation and strategic superiority. While current doctrine mandates human oversights, continued performance evaluations have sparked interest in more autonomous adaptations, raising quiet questions about where the machine ends up and the operator begins. Now, this is actually huge, crazy information because guess what? Reaper EWR 3 is version 3 of this robot. In Black Ops 3, we have EWR 115, which is also named Reaper, by the way, but we have a backstory on that.
Yeah, so the Reaper is going to be probably revealed pretty much a lot. I'm feeling like also the Reapers will play a big, I mean, not the Reapers, but the AIs will play a big part, just like they played in Black Ops 2.
Reaper. So let me quickly go over that.
Initiating access now. Not gonna fry my DNI systems or anything.
Negative. Ident. Profit. Code level access granted. Active firewalls disengaged.
Alright, mate. Let's see if we can't get rid of those safety protocols.
That's what I told you guys. Literally, I predicted it correct. So a lot of these robots will go rogue by this big future company, like $1 trillion company. And we're going to start to fight that. You know, we will have to fight that in the next game. It's very obvious here, guys. And with a lot of experience in the game, I predict that's going to happen. We saw that in Advanced Warfare and actually worked. So why wouldn't it work here? It makes total sense. And it's a pretty awesome idea they have.
So basically, Prophet, another operator in Black Ops 3, comes across this robot known as Reaper, and he's working autonomously, but what he finds out upon going into his systems is that someone autonomously is controlling him, giving him instructions to go out and kill people. And turns out, back behind the scenes, people are actually betting on how many people Reaper is going to kill. Now, it turns out that at this point, by the 115th version of Reaper, they have pretty much figured out a way where Reaper is basically sentient and has feelings and doesn't want to be doing these things, but his program is making him. So Prophet goes in there and ends up switching his brain over and making it so that he can once again think for himself. And once he can think for himself, the thing that he wants is revenge. So he actually goes back to where the server that was giving him directions is located. And well, this is what happens.
So, you should probably explain what happened after you arrived at the server location.
Compliance. Commencing audio playback.
It's here! The EWR is here!
There is no EWR. Only
So yeah, it's gonna be sentient, which is just absolutely incredible.
Reaper.
Shut it down! Shut it!
So just that we have this type of audio before Black Ops even came out, I mean, that is something we have maybe like 1%, less than 1% of people heard. But this is literally Black Ops before it came out, right?
Shut it down! It's not responding! It's not responding to commands!
Metabolize element 82.
So this is the type of teasers we have. It's called War Robot Reaper, common design manufactured by the Coalescence Corporation. Its Black Ops 3 design appeared with a playable character in Blackout. So yeah, from Black Ops 3. So Black Ops 3, again, is the audio, but Black Ops 7, it's probably going to be reinstated or improved. It's absolutely amazing.
Inefficient meat bags.
That's crazy.
Optimal fire solution achieved.
That good for you?
Satisfaction. Situation acceptable.
So now, you're a free agent and all. What are you gonna do?
Reap.
So that's the story of EWR 115.
So Death Core Experimental, it's going to be probably one of the most advanced bots that there are in the game. There's going to be simpler bots, and this one is probably super upgraded. Again, turning rogue, or we're going to use it for our help, but it definitely looks amazing.
However, EWR 3 is a much earlier version, and as stated in the bio, it still needs to be controlled by someone via a neural link, which means the direct neural interface is in Black Ops 7. This confirms it. So even before 2045 or 2065, when Black Ops 4 and Black Ops 3 take place, the neural link was already established, which we now know was created by the Coalescence Corporation, which means that is also probably going to somehow fit into the story. Now, one thing that I didn't know before today is that the name Reaper comes from the person who created and invented the robot. And to my knowledge, we do not know who that actually is yet. And that's something
I feel like it's the big corporations, right, making the robot, but we don't know who turned it over. So it definitely makes sense here.
that may get answered within Black Ops 7, which is pretty cool. So in other words, this has been the story of all 4 of the operators that are in the pre-order, the Vault Edition. I hope you found it interesting. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you hit that like button and let me know which Call of Duty or which characters you'd like to see me dive into next. We've got lots of videos planned, lots of story to go over, so be sure to subscribe, turn notifications on.
Awesome video. But yeah, we got pretty clear idea that these people from before in Black Ops 2, it's gonna be very connected to the new game. So let's see the full story of Transit of Black Ops.
Blame Truth here, and
we have tons to talk about today. Let's talk about Black Ops Transit.
For the reimagined Transit map in the
so yeah, Black Ops 7 is gonna have a new Transit map, which I'm super excited about. I guess it's gonna be more open world. I'm really hoping they make an open world map.
7 Zombies, it is an opportune moment to revisit the original map from Black Ops 2. Transit, aka Green Run, stands as a pivotal chapter in the Call of Duty zombie storyline, rich with narrative depth, complex characters, and a haunting post-apocalyptic setting. This video will delve into the intricate lore of Transit, exploring its historical context in the zombie storyline and within the real world that it took inspiration from, as well as the stories of its characters, the enigmatic forces they confront, and the broader implications of their actions. Additionally, we will examine cut content from early developments that may influence the new reimagining of Transit. All of that and more will be unveiled in this video, so stay tuned. To understand the lore of Transit, you must first understand the state of the world in COD Zombies at the time the map takes place. The narrative foundation of Transit is rooted in the catastrophic events preceding it, particularly those culminating in the Black Ops 1 Zombies map finale, Moon. Set in 2025, the Moon map sees the Ultimus crew, Edward Richtofen, tank.
So yeah, this is like, guys, this is being built up in like such a long time. It's being built up in the last 10 years.
Dempsey, Nikolai.
So yeah, this world, it's very hard to understand this, but I'm trying to understand it closely. I don't know if we can watch the full video. It's like 45 minutes. But just the state of the world right now is completely broken.
Belinsky and Takeo Masaki reach a critical juncture. Richtofen executes his grand scheme, using the Vril device and focusing stone to swap souls with Samantha Maxis, thereby gaining control.
So these souls we're gonna see in Black Ops 7.
Control over the Ether, a mythical dimension central to the zombie storyline that allows him to control the zombies, using the Moon Pyramid device. In a desperate countermeasure, the remaining Ultimus members, guided by the electric manifestation of Dr. Ludwig Maxis in the station's computers, launch 3 missiles from Griffin Station towards Earth to sever the planet's connection to the Ether. Hastily calculated, these strikes devastate the Earth, fracturing its environment and infrastructure, but do not cut off Richtofen.
So yeah, it seems like a lot of the world is gone as they have predicted correctly. Like a big part of the world is not there.
From the Ether completely. By October 21st, 2035, when Transit takes place, the world is fragmented, a lava-covered wasteland where survivors navigate.
So why did this explosion happen? I don't understand. I'm guessing because of this exact scenario here. Like something happened on the moon for this to happen.
The main factions, those who obeyed Maxis, those who obeyed Richtofen, and those who chose neither. Transit unfolds in the vicinity of Hanford, Washington, in an area designated as Green Run, drawing inspiration from the real-world Hanford site. Established in 1943 as part of the Manhattan Project, the real historical Hanford site was a nuclear production complex on the Columbia River, home to the B reactor, the world's first full-scale plutonium production reactor. Its output contributed to the atomic bomb tested at Trinity and the Fat Man bomb dropped at Nagasaki. During the Cold War, the site expanded to include 9 reactors and 5 plutonium processing complexes, producing material for over 60,000 nuclear weapons. However, inadequate safety protocols led to significant radioactive releases into the air and Columbia River, resulting in elevated cancer rates in surrounding communities. Today, the site is the focus of the United States' largest environmental cleanup effort, employs over 10,000 workers, and
so yeah, this is one of the other maps that we have, Liberty Lane. Again, Liberty Lane has been pretty big of how it exploded. A lot of people talk about that.
Subsequently, they position the turbines at the pylon's base to initiate its charging process. Maxis informs them of the need for additional energy, leading them to use an EMP grenade during an electrical storm in the cornfield to harness the Avogadro's energy. This nearly powers the pylon, but one final source is required. They siphon energy from a lamppost using the turbines, completing the tertiary system and fully activating the pylon for Maxis. With the pylon operational, they construct a navigation table using parts scattered across the map and insert a nav card found near the bus depot, linking the Hanford pylon to another atop a dilapidated skyscraper.
So I'm having a really hard understanding here, but the Hanford site is where it pushed really further, right? So we went from this Hanford site, like transit, it took us here on a lot of these maps.
Maxis instructs them to deactivate the power to eliminate interference.
This is what we saw in the transit, right? This is from the transit.
With his communications. Subsequently, they position the turbines at the pylon's base to initiate its charging process. Maxis informs them of the need for additional energy, leading them to use an EMP grenade during an electrical storm in the cornfield to harness the Avogadro's energy. This nearly powers the pylon, but one final source is required. They siphon energy from a lamppost using the
Alright, so that's why we need a lamppost in Black Ops 2.
Turbines, completing the tertiary system and fully activating the pylon for Maxis. With the pylon operational, they construct a navigation table using parts scattered across the
I mean, it's pretty crazy you can build that off like scrap.
Map and insert a nav card found near the bus depot, linking the Hanford pylon to another atop a dilapidated skyscraper in Shanghai, China. Despite Richtoven's disappointment, he uses his etheric powers to teleport the crew, known as...
Okay, that's interesting, because we're gonna have teleportation in Black Ops 7, right?
Victis to Shanghai, setting the stage for the next map, Die Rise. Transit thus serves as the chaotic beginnings of the Victis journey, encapsulating their struggle between survival and supernatural manipulation. The Victis crew, comprising of Misty, Martin, Russman, and Stullinger, like I said, forms the heart of Transit's narrative, each bringing a unique perspective shaped by their past and connections to the broader zombies lore, a lot of which was expanded upon with Black Ops 4. Abigail Misty Bryarton's backstory is shrouded in mystery, with only fragments revealed through in-game dialogue and later maps. By far the least is known about her of the four. Raised on a farm, she developed a resilient, pragmatic demeanor. She worked at a bar called the Boathouse, navigating a series of short-lived romantic relationships, consistently choosing to end them herself. Her mother's death from unspecified causes and her father's demise at the hands of zombies mark significant personal losses that still cut her deeply. In Tag the Toten, Misty mentions her father was a Marine, referencing...
So I'm not too experienced with Black Ops 3 here. The most important factor here is if we skip way ahead, I want to see about the bus driver, because that's a huge part that we're also going to be seeing in Black Ops 7, right? This bus driver, he's literally in the skin. And I know Treyarch wouldn't make this if it didn't have no reason for it.
TED, Technically Elaborate Driving Droid, is a distinctive element of Transit, embodying both technological innovation and narrative intrigue. A detailed exploration of TED's origins is available in a separate video linked on screen and in the description, since there's so much to go into regarding his origins. But a quick summary is warranted here. TED operates the bus navigating Green Run's 5 locations, set in a town blending futuristic technology with a 1950s retro-futuristic aesthetic. A pre-apocalypse postcard.
So yeah, this is going back and forth basically. Could this be like where they had the first thing? So if I understand correctly and understand, like, correct me in the comments, first goes to the moon and then it goes to this guy, to Ted. So it definitely makes sense here.
At the bus depot, and the loading screen for the map features a poster of buses and a driver, possibly indicating Ted's intended design or a human inspiration, though low resolution obscures specific details and makes it hard to tell. Ted's origins are clarified in Black Ops 4's Alpha Omega. Set at Camp Edward, the same as Nuketown, he is a prototype from Broken Arrow's Adam Initiative, designed...
So yeah, Broken Arrows, again, who program it with emotions and why? This could be explained in Black Ops 7 more. This guy will go more into detail.
to create lifelike androids for public service tasks without need for rest or compensation. Early prototypes, including Ted, excelled in stationary roles like driving or lounge attendance, fostering affection among users despite being quite dangerous if provoked. An unexpected development occurred when the Elemental Shard, acquired from Division 9 in 1946, infused the units with sentience via Maxis's Genesis code. Dr. Hale, in a radio exchange with Director Cornelius Pennell, notes the Shard's unprecedented energy, recharging itself and enabling the atoms to feel alive, giving them an actual soul and sentience, unlike standard Element 115's mere electrical capabilities. Pennell, skeptical, references Ludwig Maxis's failure to restore souls in any of his Element 115 experimentation, but Hale insists the Shard changes this, requesting further tests.
The electrical output is unlike anything we've seen.
So this is like the lore we see here with the sentient robot, which explains everything. Again, the robot that we see in Black Ops Transit, if you punch him, he gets annoyed. Again, not a lot of these robots have emotions in Black Ops 7. This is why this stands out. I feel like someone made him like a scientist of some sort.
Shard, it's different. The levels of concentrated energy it contains, well, simply put, our team has been unable to measure it. It's unlike any Element 115 sample we've studied before. Whenever we drain energy from it, that energy is replaced, as if it's recharging itself. This ability, I think it's what...
This is why he has that little box thing in himself, in my opinion.
Maxis was looking for all those years ago. I think it's the Genesis code.
So who made him? That's the big question. Who made him? There's so many unexplained answers in Call of Duty. That's why people keep returning to zombies.
That's unlikely, Doctor.
I know how it sounds, but look at the ADAMs. When we charged them with regular Element 115, it gave them power.
So here's also something for Black Ops 7 zombies. That's what I'm really interested about.
Could these stories now be related?
This is the one I like. Leaked plans for Transit. Ooh, that would be nice, you know. Transit is definitely going to be there.
With the Mayan calendar's apocalyptic prediction, evidenced by the Mayan calendar on Moon's loading screen and the MPD, circular symbols being apparently inspired by them. Transit was initially set in 2112 in the initial concepts, which actually explains the name of the menu theme, Damned 100 AE. Meaning after extinction. A notable gameplay concept in the leaked documents reads, creatures in rooms, outlining pre-existing enemies reacting uniquely upon player entry. Basically similar to what we've seen now in Black Ops 6. Though unfinished and treated humorously in the documents, this mechanic resembles modern zombies' dynamic enemy encounters, suggesting potential for expanded implementation in the reimagined Transit enhanced.
This will 100% happen. Transit is one of the most known places of Black Ops. Like zombies. Like, it is played by millions of people. Even today. Even 10 years later. Now, that's a very strong, you know, effect. So they will definitely reimagine Transit. I'm wondering if it's going to be open world, though.
Interactivity and immersion. The documents also highlight plans for interconnected underground areas. In-game evidence, such as the zombies spawn under the bus depot and the expansive implied facility beneath the power station, suggests a larger subterranean network. The lab under the town's bank, powered by the power station and sharing aesthetic similarities, reinforces this idea. Recent Black Ops 7 footage of Farm reveals new stairs descending from said fan, absent in the original, indicating that the reimagined map may explore this extensive underground complex, offering new exploration opportunities, mysteries, and secrets. There's also the final loose thread of an unfollowed up on Victus Radio from Classified. This radio, hidden behind one of the red telephones, features Stullinger reaching out to Richthofen for help, but realizing he has likely contacted.
So Victus will return, and I don't think he's going to be the only one returning. I think that there's going to be other characters as well, especially from Black Ops 2.
The wrong Richthofen. I'll play that now.
Hello? Is this thing on? Richthofen! Hey, Richthofen! You've been gone from my head a really long time. I gotta be honest, I'm freaking out a bit, man. It's so quiet. I can actually hear myself think. Do you know what that's like? It's not nice at all. So, listen, buddy, old pal, we gotta talk. You sent us here, of all places, but you forgot to tell us what to do. It's dark. It's damp. It's just really filthy. I think the roaches are crawling with roaches. How is that even possible? Wait. Shoot. Am I even talking to the right Richtofen? Oh, you could be the other one, right? Or the other one. Yeah, you know what? Just go talk to your Richtofen pals at the hoity-toity Ricky Gang Clubhouse and find out what the we're supposed to be doing!
Well, in the past, we've assumed that this must have been for something that was eventually cut for Black Ops 4. It could also be the case that it was actually a radio set in this new transit, and the Victor's crew will have been here as well. He does say Richtofen had been gone from his head a long time, and now that...
So yeah, he's gonna be returning, like Victus is gonna be returning in Black Ops 7. Victus Black Ops. Victus crew coming back for Black Ops 6. It didn't return for Black Ops, 6, right? But Victus, the old crew Victus. I guess this is is he implying the Call of Duty Black Ops 2 portion zombie storyline and map in Call of Duty Black Ops 4? Yeah, they could be returning because they are like the key players there.
Multiple Richtofens once again exist in the storyline, with us having Janice Eddie Richtofen and, of course, the new Dark Ether version of Richtofen. His confusion at which Richtofen to talk to would once again make sense. I've theorized in the past that maybe Stillinger was trying to contact a Richtofen and Eddie was...
So that's Edward Richtof, right, in Call of Duty. There's so many of them, which is absolutely insane. Like, the lore is so deep, a lot of people, it's hard to understand for a lot of people what's happening.
On Black Ops 7's launch map. Because Ultimus and Primus died. They got purged from existence, along with the Elemental Shard. However, Victus is different. They literally just got thrown in the Dark Ether. They could have potentially mutated into some sort of demonic entities, or even just perished, which is...
Whatever's gonna happen, I feel like there could be multiple storylines to this.
Probably the most likely option, but only time will tell. It will be so cool, though, if this new Richtofen is actually contacting the old Samuel Stillinger. But let's move into the finale.
Yeah,
Transit's lore,
there's definitely going to be more connections, more explanations, more teasers that we didn't get in Black Ops 6, and it's going to double down here, really. It's going to triple down, double down, whatever you want to name it. I'll be back in 1 minute, guys. So let me just set this up here. All right, I'm back, guys. So let's talk about they finally listened, and Call of Duty Treyarch, went a full 180 from all the bad news. We finally got some good news as well, and they changed so many things in Black Ops 7. They listen. They listen because it's a lot of money to them.
Ladies and gentlemen, we won. We actually took down the behemoth that is Call of Duty in one way, and honestly, this might be the biggest news that has happened in a long time. Normally, traditionally, this type of video I would put up on Ink TV because we're going to be checking out a blog post, but you may remember with the reveal of Black Ops 7, one of the biggest announcements was this. Carry forward was going to be happening. Black Ops 6 content was going to carry forward, which meant the American Dad skin, which meant Beavis and Butthead, which meant the Ninja Turtles, which meant everything.
That's good. I kind of like, Ninja Turtles, and I kind of like that. People don't like to see that in multiplayer or serious games, but the first time, the first week probably of COD, there's not going to be anything like that.
Thing was carrying forward. This was one of the biggest points that everyone was hating. Now, because of this, they had a couple of options how they could move forward. Number one, they could leave it the way that it is and make everyone suffer. Number two, they could essentially make it so that there's a toggle where you could toggle on and off skins. Now, I've said it before, I will say it again, that is the worst possible option. The reason why that is the worst possible option is because for them, it would mean that all of the skins that they put out moving forward, no one would be able to see, and in turn...
I mean, Yeah, that would be making them less money if you had an option to turn off skins.
They would make less money off.
It makes total sense, right? Why they will never do that. It's a lot of money for them, but I feel like the people complaining about that, they're not the ones buying skins anyway. But the people who like skins, they're gonna buy it. So just let that sink in, or they're only buying not these, you know, special skins. And they're not that big of a problem.
Of it. So what did they do instead? Well, they put out a blog post. This is the blog post that they went out today, and let me tell you, it is going to completely change the future of Black Ops 7 and even Black Ops 6 moving forward. But here it is, the August community update. I'm going to read through this one. As I mentioned, I normally talk about this kind of thing on Ink TV. However, this is the biggest news update I think we've seen in weeks, months, years for Call of Duty. So let's read through this. First off, thank you. Call of Duty has always been fueled by the community. Every match, every clip, every bit of feedback, you've shaped this franchise right alongside us. We know there's been a lot of conversation recently about the identity of Call of Duty. Some of you have said we've drifted from what made Call of Duty unique in the first place. Immersive, intense, visceral, and in many ways grounded. That feedback hits home, and we take it seriously. We hear you. What they actually heard was the pre-order numbers. They were probably the lowest pre-order numbers that have ever happened with a Call of Duty game in probably the last 10 years. So they made a change. Throughout the development, Treyarch and Raven's North Star has been deliver a spiritual successor to Black Ops 2 while taking some big swings.
So yeah, spiritual successor to Black Ops 2, which means a lot of the stuff that was in Black Ops 2 is now going to be in Black Ops 7 as well.
We'll see it across.
I definitely think that there's going to be a big thing. You know, people loved Black Ops 7 and they're going to be loving it for a long time. That's where it really wins. You know, everybody wants to play Black Ops 2. Nobody wants to play Advanced Warfare because it's the vibes, it's the feel. Even like people are remembering the game 10 years ago.
Black Ops 7's multiplayer, zombies, and co-op campaign, including Endgame. I can't wait to see what Endgame is, by the way. And even Dead Ops Arcade 4. Over the years, we've had a variety of games and experiences that fans have enjoyed, from the Modern Warfare series to the Black Ops series and beyond. Today, we wanted to share with you some of the ways we are approaching things with Black Ops settings. What's changing and why? Here it is. This is the big moment, everyone. Operators, operator skins, and
so yeah, that's the where they say that it won't carry forward, right?
Happening, but it gets better than that, believe it or not. Black Ops 7 needs to be feel authentic to Call of Duty and its setting. That is.
So yeah, that's the thing that I have said multiple times is gonna change about listening. This is the big news. Again, this was said many times, but the thing is he's saying here values for a long time. Black Ops 7 is going to be completely changed in that aspect.
Black Ops 7 reveal, and that is the thematic thing, like we just talked about, which is going to get better. It's still going to be a futuristic shooter, which some people are not going to like, but Beavis and Butthead, American Dad, Ninja Turtles, Squid Games will not be there. And then moving forward, they said they're going to make more grounded skins, so we should see that moving forward. They actually listened. They're actually doing something. Now, the second thing that people were asking about was anti-cheat. One of the big things with the Battlefield 6 beta was Javelin anti-cheat. People said it did really good. Now, we got some news with anti-cheat. Cheating ruins matches, and we know how frustrating it is. In Black Ops 6, we made a solid progress shutting down cheat makers fast.
I mean, that's why they added that no safe boot stuff that you need to basically go ahead, and it's not that super simple with that type of thing. So it's gonna be much harder for people like this secure boot stuff that they're doing. It gives stronger boots. That's the same thing Battlefield is doing.
That is one thing that they actually did. They targeted the makers of it, not just the cheats in game. Reducing response times and cleaning up leaderboards. For Black Ops 7, we are going further. As we previously detailed in recent progress reports, starting on November 14th, so the beginning of when the game actually launches, PC players will need to enable Secure Boot and TPM 2.0 on PC, giving us stronger tools to block cheats at the system level. This is what
they needed. They listened because there was a lot of cheaters in Warzone. They had enough.
Javelin anti-cheat does. That is what Battlefield 6 is doing, and lo and behold, they are doing it as well. This is why I've been saying Battlefield 6, what they have done is, like, Battlefield being there and being competition to Call of Duty is the best possible thing that could have happened to Call of Duty. These things wouldn't have happened without the Battlefield beta. So thank you, Battlefield. Also, new detection and mitigation systems will also rolled out, built to kick cheaters earlier and harder. Some will be tested during the beta. The full suite will go live at launch. We are committed to staying ahead and protecting fair play. Your feedback matters. In Black Ops 7...
I kind of agree with that. This is the moment they needed to do that, because otherwise we would have the big problem that has always been bothering a lot of people. It's always been bothering them like that.
Okay, your feedback matters. So this is the part where our feedback comes in. In Black Ops 7, bundles and items will be crafted to fit the Black Ops identity. Lovely. We hear the feedback. We need to deliver a better balance towards immersive core Call of Duty experience.
So they want to make a more original type of game, not the stupid stuff.
A ton of feedback has already gone into Black Ops 7, and in the coming weeks, you'll hear much more directly from Treyarch. Here's some of the info you can look forward to from the studio. Multiplayer, additional info on maps, weapons, and systems. Awesome.
Yeah, so this is like, I feel like the thing they added here is just normal stuff updates. Again, we were expecting this stuff anyway, so it's not that big of a thing that people are talking about.
Refined movement updates. Awesome. What we are doing to ensure core moment-to-moment gameplay experiences takes a leap forward. Okay, good. Zombies, more info on launch. So we know we're getting a deeper, detailed breakdown of this. Specifically zombies in early September. So that should be coming soon. More additional information. Progression. For the first time, earn XP and weapon progression in every mode across campaign, multiplayer, and zombies. Classic Prestige returns with new weapon prestige, so they're going to go over that. Weekly challenge system starting in Season 1. Okay, that's important. It's not going to be there at launch, so for the first 3-4 weeks, that weekly...
I mean, challenge season, isn't that pretty normal? I'm wondering if there's going to be any competitions or way to make money. The way this, like, trading card game does is they send you out... If you're really good, they send you out items. They send you out cards. Like, look at Magic the Gathering Arena. That's what I really liked. Will they have that with Call of Duty? Wouldn't that be amazing? Like, you could get their shirt for free if you placed, like, top 100, top 500. I mean, not just the shirt, but, for example, be invited to an event. I think that would be an awesome idea that Black Ops 7 could completely change, you know, making reality. And a lot of pro players are in Call of Duty.
That challenge system will not be there. More ways to earn camos and in-game rewards, assumably from those weekly challenges, and expanded gameplay content. The next thing that we're going to hear from is September 30th is Call of Duty Next, which, just to keep open, I have not heard anything from yet. I have not been invited to yet. Fingers crossed, hopefully I can cover that one for you.
I would love that as well. Like, that would be amazing, though.
And then moving forward, October 5th is the open beta start with the closed beta or early access beta for pre-orders starting on October 2nd. Now, I want to be clear. This isn't everything that we wanted. This isn't the full fix. This isn't us give in and say this is everything that we wanted and more. This is the beginning. There is no mention here of skill-based matchmaking. There is no mention here of what will actually happen with the post-seasonal content. There is a little bit saying that the weekly challenge system will start in Season 1, and that is good. But
I love that. This is a pretty good video. I love that. They added so much of the stuff that we needed in Black Ops. Again, I don't feel like there's going to be super big development game, like technology-wise, because, you know, games haven't developed that much to Black Ops 6 last year. But just in terms of items, lore, campaign, it's becoming a bigger and bigger game. And people went from, you know, I'm not buying this game to it's going to be one of the biggest played games this year.
But here is skill-based matchmaking. Now, there are some other things that happened today. Number one, and this happened before this announcement, pre-orders. Call of Duty, the Vault Edition, is now ahead of Battlefield 6 Phantom Edition on...
I mean, it's pretty obvious. And this is for what? I don't know where they found this, but this could be just for, you know, PS5. I'm feeling a lot of more players will be buying for PC. It's very obvious that it cannot beat Call of Duty. I mean, it is very obvious that Black Ops 7, you know, Battlefield 1, which was my personally favorite Battlefield game, that could not beat the worst, one of the worst Battlefield games. Nothing can do that. Call of Duty has 4 times the player count, and they have millions to lose, maybe even $500 million if they do not place this game correctly. That's why it's so important to them, this game, and why it's going to be here for a long time.
PlayStation. not on Steam. I don't think it's ever going to get ahead of Battlefield on Steam. Battlefield is more of a PC game, whereas Call of Duty is more of a console game. That's it. We're not going to be getting the Pick 10 system. I see some of you in chat saying that. It's just not going to happen. That's a whole game system. I wish we were, but that's not it. So, like we said, speak with your wallets if you want.
I mean, I feel like people are already buying it. People are already buying it, and we have to look at another video on that.
Want them to address skill-based matchmaking? Don't buy the game. If you want things to improve,
like, people will keep buying, even if they complain, they will get it, to be honest.
When it comes to
that's my personal opinion. People will buy it if they like it or not.
Don't spend your money and look what's going to happen. So just as a breakdown, we have a tweet here from Charlie Intel. It says, carry forward update. Black Ops 6 operator skins and weapons will not carry forward into Black Ops 7. Double XP and Gobblegums will carry forward into Black Ops 7. Black Ops 6 content will remain in Warzone. That is the update as of today.
So let's take a look at this again. Black Ops 6 content will remain in Warzone. Yeah. What about Black Ops 7? Like, a lot of Black Ops 7 will be coming into Warzone. So I'm very excited for that.
And Gobblegums will carry forward into Black Ops 7. Black Ops 6 content will remain in Warzone. That is the update as of today.
Good.
I know I was planning on having a completely different video today, like a completely different video, story video for a completely different game altogether. But yeah, so what is the takeaway from this? Speak with your wallets. And I truly believe this might be one of the first time the community actually banded together and make a good change. The community won on this one, guys.
I feel like, yeah, nothing was bad with Call of Duty. They just saw the first impression and thought, oh, it sucks. Well, it didn't suck, and they learned a lot from, you know, the previous bad or suboptimal Battlefield games. So Black Ops 3 just broke a new wild record in 2025. This is how Black Ops 7 is always going to be big. People are still going to play it regardless of what happens. They still play it. You know, Black Ops 2, they still play it. They still play Black Ops 3. They don't care. They're going to play it for the long term. And Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 2 are great games, and still people are playing it even though they're 10 years old. It tells me that Black Ops 7 is going to have a lot of reference to the new games.
Close to the 10th anniversary of Black Ops 3, but in the year 2025, this game has just broken a new record, and I think this is going to absolutely shock you. So let's dive into everything and show you the new record that Black Ops 3 has just broken. Now, I have to mention that we are talking about this in loose terms because there's only a certain amount of publicly available information about Call of Duty.
I mean, they drop so many teasers that you can kind of speculate on what's going to happen,
as well as about total game sales and revenue. But this new record follows on from absolutely mind-blowing records that were revealed at the very start of 2020.
So yeah, Call of Duty's massive development budget revealed 700 million. Isn't it, like, how much is GTA 6 development? That's for Black Ops Cold War. So I'm guessing this one is even more. So GTA 6 will be 1 billion. So this is going to be the next big Black Ops. They're going to make a ton of money back.
It was revealed that Black Ops 3 had sold 43 million copies up until the end of 2024. And 43 million copies is just absurd. But the new record is this. According to Circana, they revealed the top 20 best-selling PlayStation games of all time going back to 1995. And if we look...
Holy moly. GTA is the only one that beat, like, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Black Ops 6. So again, Black Ops 6, 7 might make it. You know how people are calling Battlefield is going to win? Oh my. Call of Duty owns half of this. Even, like, by units, Call of Duty is number 7, Black Ops 3. And people hated that game, right? Call of Duty Modern Warfare is number 5. So this just tells me that Black Ops 6 is number 11. Where is Battlefield? It's not here. So yeah, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 even is the number 20th. So I feel like Black Ops 7 is going to make it this list, if not beat this list, regardless of what people are saying about the game.
Look in the top 10, we can see that Black Ops 3 is there at number 8 for the highest ranking PlayStation game in terms of revenue, dollars generated from sales of the game, and is also in the top 10 for the highest units of a video game sold on PlayStation.
That's pretty good.
Now, the original headline surrounding all this was shared by Charlie Intel, is on the fact that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 is the best-selling Call of Duty game of of all time.
Yeah, obviously they have, you know, tons of money, unlimited money glitch.
On the PlayStation platform in the US, where as we can see on the left, it is the second best-selling game of all time on PlayStation behind GTA 5, and it's also number 5 in the most sold units of any video game on PlayStation, ranking it as the best-selling Call of Duty game for both dollar revenue and unit sales on PlayStation, which is absolutely mind-blowing. But the real factor of what is even more mind-blowing to me is the fact that Black Ops 3 is within these top 20 best-selling games, but it's also so much higher up. If we look on the left side in terms of how much revenue is generated, we can see that Black Ops 3 is above GTA San Andreas, Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock, Marvel...
I mean, from 1995, but you also have to consider in the last 10 years, post 2020, a lot more people started playing video games. So like the video game industry is expanding at that point. So it doesn't surprise me. Like, you know, Elder Scrolls used to be the biggest, but it probably dropped off because so many games came in.
Spider-Man, and even GTA Vice City. Now, I think it is equally as crazy to look at that left side and to see just how many games in the top 20 are Call of Duty games on PlayStation. Like 11 of these games are COD games, but as we can see, there are some extremely high ranking, like considering how low the morale is on Black Ops 6 and how much of a failure it is in the modern COD era, it is there as the number 5 best-selling PlayStation game of all time, just below Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2. Black Ops Cold War is just behind Black Ops 6 for the amount of revenue generated by copies of the game being sold on PlayStation. But again, Black Ops 3 is the last sort of old era COD game.
That's why people remember, they're going to think about the story and they're going to remember. They're going to come back to this story, which is going to be very complicated, and probably even replay Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3. These games are going to be forever. We're going to see up to Black Ops 10, and you cannot stop. As long, it just tells me how much money it is making.
Which is ranked so highly. We can see that some other legendary Call of Duty games like Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, and then we've got games like Modern Warfare 3, the OG Modern Warfare 3 being on this list. And we also have World War 2, Black Ops 4, MW3 2023. It shows that not only is Black Ops 3 such a good game that it is in these top 10 here, but it also shows how strong that the Black Ops franchise is for Call of Duty in retrospective of Modern Warfare. Sure, Modern Warfare is ranked higher, but look how many Black Ops games there are on this list. There is a total of 6. And then when we look on the right side at total units, we can see that Black Ops 3 is number 7, which is only 2 spots behind Modern...
So yeah, Black Ops is probably going to be like 7. You know, people were complaining about the game, but I don't think it's going to be Black Ops 6. That game was fire. But it could definitely be number 2 spot, maybe number 12 here. Could beat up Last of Us for sure. Could it beat out like maybe Black Ops 3? I mean, that was a game that was played a lot. Cold War. I mean, these all Black Ops games are fire. Like Modern Warfare, personally, the best game they ever made.
Warfare 2019 for the most units sold, which is absolutely mind-blowing to me. A 10-year-old Call of Duty game is ranked higher than Black Ops Cold War, Modern Warfare 2 2022, Black Ops 6, Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. Needless to say, this is an absolutely insane statistic to see, and this is only reflective of the sales for dollars and units generated on PlayStation's platform. We're not even counting for Xbox, where in the old era of COD games, Xbox was the preferred platform with the exclusive DLC, but I think even then, Black Ops 3 would still triumph all of those titles to be one of the most popular and best-selling games, which is absolutely insane. Reflecting back on the report that came at the start of the year, where Patrick Kelly, Activision's current head of creative on the COD franchise, revealed that Black Ops 3 sold the most copies out of the recent Call of Duties that also had a very, very high development cost. The fact,
I mean, yeah, I still think they broke even probably. They broke even. Why wouldn't they?
That Black Ops 3 had 43 million, Modern Warfare 2019 had 41 million, and Black Ops Cold War had 30 million, just goes to show how insane this statistic is with regards to how strong this game has performed. And Big shout out to Glitch Opus for pointing this out to me as well, but Black Ops 3 is the 15th best-selling video game of all time.
And again, they didn't push out these skins yet, so this could be a lot of money for them coming in.
According to Wikipedia, or as far as this Wikipedia list is concerned, there is no other Call of Duty game that has sold more units than Black Ops 3 has done, which is absolutely mind-blowing. And I would like to think that with this recent news about how successful Black Ops 3 is against some of the gigantic, more modern era COD games, this should be a sign that Activision...
I mean, the thing is, they're building up the brand, right? So right now they will have way more players than they would have before with Black Ops 3. But Black Ops 3 was really one of the OG games. Like that everyone was talking about it, just like Pokemon Go. Can Black Ops 7 beat that? I mean, I don't think so. Like a lot of people said I'm not going to be buying it, but people will end up buying it. Will it make top 20? Definitely.
Need to pay.
Will it be better than Modern Warfare? I don't think so.
Attention to how beloved Black Ops 3 is, and to bring us something of the same quality and gameplay experience that we got with Black Ops 3 as a testament to why it has performed so well. Like, I know I'm reiterating the same thing, but let's look at this right side again. Just take a look at the fact that Black Ops 3 sold more copies on PlayStation than God of War.
I mean, God of War, yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome, but Black Ops is still going to be the game that you can launch and play 10 years later.
Copies than The Last of Us. Like, that is really hard in my mind to compute here, that Black Ops 3 really was that popular and that successful that it sold more copies than those games. It sold even more than GTA Vice City, more than Elder Scrolls.
That's because at that time, I feel like gaming has really evolved in the past 30 years. Like, there's more gamers now, like the younger generation is playing way more.
5 Skyrim. It's evident with what we've seen so far of Black Ops 7 that it is very much inspired by Black Ops 2 and is acting as the real true sequel to Black Ops 2. But I would love to see in the following Black Ops game, whenever we get that in 3 to 4 years time, for Treyarch to be inspired by Black Ops 3 and to give us something similar to Black Ops 3. Now, I know I am heavy nostalgia baiting here when it comes to wanting something like Black Ops 3. Of course, I'm so biased towards my experience and memories of that game, and I think it is one of the greatest COD games that we've ever had. Of course, I'd love to see a spiritual successor or something very similar to it. And even if you take away the factor of my nostalgia goggles here, the stats don't lie. Clearly, Black Ops 3 was such a popular game. Everything about the game just resonated so much with so many people that they would be silly not to try and replicate something like that similar in the near future with a upcoming COD game. When Black Ops 3 is making more money than some of the biggest video games of...
They make probably more money, make all that development money back in like the first month or something. And then they have the partnerships to keep making that money for the long term.
All time on PlayStation, that's when you know that it is just an absolute goated game and clearly was way more successful than any of us truly realize. And I do think that Zombies Chronicles definitely played a part in the success of this game, especially on PlayStation, as it was officially the most successful piece of downloadable content across any video game on the PlayStation Store for that year. It was that successful. So clearly Black Ops 3 did a lot right back in the day. I can only hope that Black Ops 7 or the following CODs follow in those footsteps. But just a really cool piece of information that was shared by Charlie Intel, and I thought I had to bring it to you because this was something truly crazy, and again, it's just a testament to how good of a game Black...
So yeah, a lot of lore is gonna be, people who have played previous games are just gonna be buying it for the lore itself, for what's gonna be happening right in the future. So I'm not too worried about that at all. There's gonna be people like playing it, talking about it for that simple reason, just because they played the previous games.
Black Ops 3 really was. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you for an...
What do you guys think? Personally, I feel like that this is gonna be the next big thing. Like, Black Ops 7 is always gonna be one of the most played games. 10 unsolved Call of Duty mysteries, Black Ops 7 story. Again, we have Black Ops Call of Duty mysteries that never got solved, and this is the thing. They're gonna get solved now probably because of this alone. So yeah, what do you guys think personally with this one? I personally think that Black Ops right now has a ton of potential here. Like, the Black Ops updates that we have been seeing have been absolutely incredible, guys. So yeah, smash that like button if you haven't already.
It's a Call of Duty, specifically Call of Duty Black Ops. The one thing that I've noticed, especially
what mysteries? My biggest mystery is like the transit robot, or whatever you want to call it. Who is he? Who made him? I really like that guy, to be honest.
Year with Black Ops 6 is that there are a lot of unanswered mysteries with the entirety of the Black Ops story. Now, this has been done on purpose with various
That's what makes you buy the next game.
Things that we're going to look at throughout this video. But one thing that I've started to realize as more and more has got revealed for Call of Duty Black Ops 7, it appears as though they're going to be addressing a lot of these. And what I wanted to do is put together a video with the 10 biggest unanswered questions, unanswered mysteries, and try to put them together to show.
There is a lot, because that connects the story. I feel like once they're done with Black Ops, like when it doesn't make money, they will like put all these mysteries into the last game. But these mysteries, I feel like Black Ops 7 will open more of them.
Show you guys what they are. In other words, what you can look out for going into the launch of Black Ops 7 and going into the teasers as well, because some of these have already been addressed, and some of them that are, I will point out as we go through this video. So in other words, these are the 10 biggest unanswered mysteries when it comes to Call of Duty and when it comes to specifically the Black Ops universe. Let me show you what I mean.
Reznov. Now, this is the guy that we haven't heard much about, but I feel like this could be just an AI reconstruction of him. Again, the developments are going to be very advanced in Black Ops, in the newest Black Ops.
This probably is one of the most classic Call of Duty mysteries. It's pretty much one of the first ones, but in Call of Duty World at War, a character by the name of Victor Reznov was introduced. He was kind of the wingman or mentor to a character by the name of Dimitri Petrov, and immediately he became a staple in all Treyarch games. He's been there since Call of Duty Black Ops 1, but the interesting thing about him in that game is he was originally introduced in the Vorkuta mission, and when he escapes alongside Alex Mason, he lets us know that it means freedom for Alex Mason, but not necessarily for Victor Reznov.
Your turn! Come on!
So I feel like he secretly survived, but they are saving him for the correct game. This is a possibility.
Step 8, Reznov! Freedom! For you, Mason! Not for me! Reznov!
Or it's very possible he was reconstructed, like when we see the robot on the right. Like, not the robot, but the little AI thing. He could be very well reconstructed. I also believe that.
Now, as the game moved on, we saw many hallucinations of Victor Reznov. He was never really there alongside Alex Mason, but as we come to find out, when Alex Mason was brainwashed, Victor Reznov also got inside there as well and implanted his vision of the future in there to move forward with the brainwashing so that not only the bad guys would have control of Alex Mason. But lo and behold, if you go into the terminals inside of Call of Duty Black Ops 1, you can find a bunch of messages from a character by the name of John Trent. Now, we've talked about this many times before, so I'll be very quickly, but basically this character of John Trent knows information that only Victor Reznov would know, and warns JFK of what's going to happen, so on and so forth, lending to the question whether or not Victor Reznov was truly dead or alive.
Could be a reconstruction, or look, immediately unlock the SUG Reznov skin. Alex Mason.
One thing in particular.
I mean, Mason has been a long talk, but again, if he wasn't mentioned in Black Ops 6 that much, what makes you think like he will be mentioned in Black Ops 7? I could be wrong here, but
like a flat board essentially. So
I feel like they could reconstruct a lot of these characters that died in Black Ops 6. They're changing the timeline, and that's what's pissing a lot of people off.
The question, once again, is are they lying to us? Because as we know, the slogan for Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is "The truth lies." So to this day, we never truly knew whether or not the canon ending of Black Ops 2 was Alex Mason being dead or alive. However, what is interesting about Black Ops 7 is that one of the multiplayer maps, and I truly believe one of the missions within the campaign, is going back to David Mason's childhood home, aka Alex Mason's home. And going into the mind of David Mason within the campaign, we may finally get an answer to whether or not Alex Mason is truly dead or alive.
Well, We're probably gonna find out anyway, but hasn't Mason like been
one of
alive
the
here?
multiplayer maps, and I truly believe one of the missions within the campaign, is going back to David Mason's childhood home.
Again, there's gonna be David Mason is probably alive. Like, why would they kill off the most important characters of the previous games if people like the stories?
AKA Alex Mason's home. And going into the mind of David Mason within the campaign, we may finally get an answer to whether or not Alex Mason is truly dead or alive. Now, this is another one that you think may be obvious, because if you actually go back and look at what pretty much the canon ending of Black Ops 2 has to be in order for the rest of the events that we know in Call of Duty to happen, this pretty much needs to be the ending.
Martyr me for Corvus VA.
Again, maybe they recover their bodies, can freeze them. Again, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 2 is still futuristic. And then they go ahead and suddenly they're still alive. A lot of these, a lot of players were saying how the game sucks, because this character died. What makes you think that they won't just get it back?
Now, when you do this, this pushes forward the Corvus Dia movement and essentially would lead to the events that we know are happening within Black Ops 7 10 years after this. And in fact, within the
AI robots,
Black Ops 7 Direct, they even addressed exactly this.
Black Ops 7 takes place about 10 years after the events of Black Ops 2 with Raul Menendez.
It's awesome.
And his Corvus DA movement.
So in other words, in order for the Corvus Dia movement to move forward, he had to be killed, and they even mention exactly that.
At the end of Black Ops 2, Raul...
That's why people will keep buying, because Black Ops 2 is like the OG game. Like, they love Black Ops 2.
Raul Menendez was seemingly killed. Now in 2035, he's back with a mysterious video threatening to burn the world down in 3 days.
Yet here's the crazy part. Inside of the trailer for Black Ops 7, we see that Raul Menendez is making a return in one way or another. Is this some sort of AI video? Is this...
I don't think it's an AI video, or it could be he is revived. Again, who knows? But it could be like his message from the future. It is gonna be amazing story, to be honest.
Robot, did they bring him back to life? This is actually a question we will almost guaranteed get an answer to at some point during Black Ops 7, but it'll be interesting to finally hear the whole story and once again finally piece together the full ending of Black Ops 2. Now, this is the only one on the list that maybe you haven't heard of. Now, this gravestone was in the Black Ops 7 reveal trailer for about a second and a half. That is it. And there's a bunch of weird things about this. Number one, we've never heard about Frank Woods dying, but at the time of Black Ops 7 in the year 2035, he would be about 103 years old. So lending us to believe maybe he just died of natural causes.
I don't think he died. Personally, I don't think he died. I think he somehow survived, especially like in the future. We can already live to 80 years old. So what makes you think we won't be able to live to 103?
But there's a cane on his gravestone. He never had a cane. He was in a wheelchair almost immediately after Raul Menendez shot him in the legs. So it's very odd that there is a cane there. On top of this, I believe this is actually canon in the game because at the very first scene of the trailer, we can see Troy Marshall as well as David Mason walking through a cemetery, which seems to be the same cemetery that Alex Mason would be buried in alongside Frank Woods now as well. But again, we'll probably...
A lot of these characters will get references, or we could even get flashbacks. That's also a possibility. These, like, let me see, Black Ops 2 characters that are very important. So we got I kind of forgot Black Ops 2 game a bit, but we got David Mason, we got Mike Harper, Jason Hudson, Alex Mason, Tommy Briggs, Raul Menendez, DeFalco, and we have other characters, right? So even David Mason is going to be back in the game. So Black Ops 7, he's the son of CIA agent. Like all of these, and we're going to have Mike Harper. Absolutely beautiful. Jason Hudson, is he still alive? So Hudson was released as a playable operator or role Black Ops and Black Ops 6 and Call of Duty Warzone. Again, there's going to be key players, and that's why a lot of these players will be back in the story for this reason. Mason was a playable character in Black Ops mode of Black Ops 4. He was also released as a playable character. He's in playable mission. So in canon, he's killed in action. Alive is of 2025 non-canon. Revived in Black Ops 4. So again, this is for Mason. I'm personally not too worried about that because canon, like Raul Menendez, is definitely alive. You can see even him in the photo.
Probably hear more about this one once the game actually is launched.
He's incarcerated on non-canon, so that's for Raul Menendez. He's definitely revived of some sort.
This is another newer one based off of Black Ops 6, but probably is going to be the most important when it comes to the story of Black Ops 7. Now, if you followed Black Ops 6, you would know that the Cradle project is essentially a project run from within the CIA, from the Advanced Technology and Application Division. And specifically, when you are playing as Case and you go into the Advanced Technology and Applications Division, you are exposed to Cradle. And we find out that Cradle was a substance that was tested on Case as Case number 1 in order to create super soldiers. However, what this drug ended up doing was causing soldiers to hallucinate and go into massive amounts of rage and rage out uncontrollably. This was
so what if we get that in Black Ops 7? I don't know if they're gonna repeat this, to be honest. They have already the robots. The robots fighting against population, because that's the thing with robots. They don't know what a human is. They will just shoot.
Story of the Black Ops 6 campaign and why Jane Harrow kind of goes crazy throughout the campaign, being the main bad guy. Now, fast forward to Black Ops 7. It appears as though in the trailer, we once again see the same sort of gas, red in a container, that is being held by the guild. However, we can tell from the trailer that that is not what this gas does anymore. It makes people hallucinate and makes them see their darkest fears. As we can tell by the trailer.
Didn't we see that in Black Ops 7 trailer? Exactly that, like some sort of butterfly hallucination.
They are exposed to the gas,
exactly,
which makes them go into their mind, and that's kind of where a bunch of the missions throughout the campaign are going to take place. So how does Cradle change?
So that explains like why a lot of the stuff was, a lot of the roads was messed up.
How does it adapt, and how does it go from Black Ops 6 in 1991 being a part of the CIA really to now being a part of the guild? Now, this has been my biggest question and mystery for the longest time in Black Ops. You see, at the beginning of Black Ops 2, Frank Woods is captured by Raul Menendez, and Alex Mason has to go in and rescue him from Angola in a shipping container. Now, we know that Raul Menendez captured him, but we don't know why Frank Woods was there, nor do we know how Raul Menendez captured him.
Now, that was a scary part of Black Ops.
Nor who those other men in the shipping container actually were. Here's the thing. Back in the day, a lot of people assumed that he was captured after the events of Black Ops 1, after he jumps out of the window with Lev Kravchenko. However, at a different time in Black Ops 2, we find this out.
Kravchenko, when I sliced that bastard open, saved everyone's ass. But he comes to first.
This brings good memories back.
Welcome to the Hanoi Hilton. 6 months later, they shipped me over to Da Nang. And
that's the Vietnam War.
Made the Hilton look good. Lost 17 of my group. By 72, it was just me. I was not gonna die in a fucking swamp.
So in other words, Frank Woods already escaped from there, yet gets captured again, and we are never explained how, why, or anything in between. However, going into Black Ops 7, one of the places we go inside of David Mason's mind
Angola. Okay, so we are gonna get a backstory on this then.
Is Angola. This is confirmed within the reveal trailer, and the only thing that we know really history-wise for Call of Duty about Angola is that is where Frank Woods got captured. And in fact, if you look behind the Angola writing there, that is the ship where Frank Woods was found. So we might actually finally get an answer. So the Guild. The Guild is probably going to be the main bad guy or antagonist within Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Now, the weird part about the Guild is that this is actually a crime family that was on Avalon during Black Ops 6. In other words, in the early 1990s.
I remember this mission. This mission was amazing, to be honest. But Angola, again, this is just going to cover up for a lot of people who were waiting for the story and to buy the new one. But there is a lot of unexplained stuff in Black Ops 1, which I don't think was intended, but players later found out.
Was on Avalon during Black Ops 6, in other words, in the early 1990s. And through the website that has been put out, we found out that the Guild at some point, starting in 1992, so just after the events of Black Ops 6, switched to a shipping company, to a logistics company, to a robotics company.
So again, robotics company, could they be like a cover-up for this AI, guys? This very big possibility that they are the AI, like the future tech.
Probably going to be one of the things that we find out within Black Ops.
It's going to be probably a $1 trillion company, like a multi-trillion-dollar company that's going to go turn rogue.
7.
Probably like a company turning rogue,
this
yeah.
next one may be one we will never get an answer to, but one of the main plot points of Black Ops 6 is what happens to Jane Harrow's parents. Now, we know that Jane Harrow's parents were within the CIA. They were members of the CIA, they were agents. But at some point, one of these CIA agents were sent in to take out and kill Jane Harrow's parents, and Jane happened to witness this exact thing happen. Now, it is inferenced throughout the campaign that this could have been Alex Mason, it could have been Russell Adler. There was a bunch of characters who this could have been that killed Jane Harrow's parents, yet we were never fully informed who her parents were, what they were doing that got them killed, nor who it was that pulled the trigger. This is something...
So yeah, while I don't think the parents will return, I think there's definitely big possibility they close the chapter. It doesn't have to be in this game though, it could be in Call of Duty 8.
That is probably one of the most interesting things to me, and hopefully will be something that gets answered, but as for right now, it's a completely unsolved mystery.
I mean, maybe there's theories already that solve it, but it's not that big of a thing that made people come back to COD and talk about it.
The Week of Zombies.
So yeah.
Now, speaking of families, the next family that we have to look at is the Masons. Now, the reason why this one is so interesting is because David Mason is making a return within Black Ops 7, but he's quite old in Black Ops 7, pushing into his 50s. He actually has quite a substantial amount of family alive, and in fact, 10 years...
I guess he doesn't care as long as there's business to be done. He's gonna be alive. Got some robots to kill.
After Black Ops 7 takes place in the year 2045, one of David Mason's daughter is the richest person in the world. They go by the name of Savannah Mason or Savannah Mason Green, and she is the world's first trillionaire, running a massive robotics cyber augmentation, and she is the one that runs the specialist and blackout program within Black Ops 4, which appears to be canon, which means it would be shocking if we didn't actually end up seeing any of the Mason's daughters within the game. There's two. There's Savannah Mason and there's Jessica Mason. Only time will tell if they fit into the story, but for now, we haven't heard anything about it.
They could be made also for the future games, like Black Ops 8. I could be a real possibility. Like, they're focusing on Black Ops 2 here, and in the future games, you know, if they run out of ideas, there's always gonna be the daughter.
Now,
pretty sure Warzone is like about contracts, right?
Based around it. What is going on with Verdansk? After Verdansk was introduced, we found out that I guess Verdansk wasn't destroyed, as we found letters talking about the bomb that was laying right beside Stadium being deactivated or not being armed properly. And then we saw all of these notes in regards to someone by the name of Mrs. L, who we have yet to be introduced to. And then most recently, the Stadium got destroyed by a space laser, which of course as of present day, at least to my knowledge, doesn't exist. But then I
mean, this could be also non-canon, you know, like if there's a skin or something, of course they're gonna have events. Just look at Fortnite. You know, there's Thanos in Fortnite. Is that canon happening in Fortnite? No, it's like, you know, in the map there's like, for example, Superman, And that's the big thing. Like Fortnite at the start, you know, it started off as lore. Same with Apex Legends, for example. So I don't think all of that is going to be like a laser. Maybe if it's like a satellite type of laser. So there's definitely a lot of possibilities here.
Now know that the game is taking place in 2035, and this space laser is looking like it's going to be one of the kill streaks within that game. So the question is Warzone currently in the year 2035, or is Warzone currently taking place in David Mason's mind, hence the whole
I don't think so. I think Warzone is completely separate from Black Ops.
Cradle project and gas that we talked about earlier. That to me is currently the biggest mystery going on.
I think in Warzone it's just like an Easter egg and people look too much into it.
Within Call of Duty, and we're not going to get many answers until the launch of Black Ops 7. So this has been my list of 10 unsolved mysteries in the Black Ops.
But yeah, pretty good mysteries. I feel like some of these will be explained, but others will be like forever missing. So yeah, let that sink in. We will not get all of these answers in this video. Black Ops, we got Black Ops 7 Classic Survival Mode. We got a lot to talk about. Just a bathroom break. Be right back, guys. All right, I'm back, guys. Black Ops 7 Classic Survival Mode Deep Dive. So we're doing a deep dive on the classic zombies. I've been making a lot of videos about zombies, but again, Zombie Week revealed next week. I think it's already here, right? So this is already here, but survival mode in Black Ops 7. This is one of the things people have been asking for Black Ops 7 Zombies.
Game that came out in 2012 was actually the last Zombies iteration to feature this bonus survival mode. What it allowed you to do is take pieces of the bigger round-based maps in the game and play either survival on them, grief, or even turned. Now
I love that. What if we can just turn it into one big map like we did with Transit? I want an open world Black Ops. I would love that.
It didn't release survival maps cut out from every round-based map in BO2, but there were quite a few sections from Green Run or Transit. There was at least a section from Mob of the Dead, and even a section from Buried. Now, Black Ops 6 Zombies through the Grief mode has also broken up parts of each round-based map and has utilized those arenas for just the Grief experience. They, of course, also did the Starting Room Challenge through a separate LTM just last season. So what I'm thinking is that with...
So yeah, people want to see the core thing that really made them return to Call of Duty, and that is Black Ops Transit, in my opinion. Survival mode is awesome in Black Ops 7,
not only
though.
Support regular survival, but could maybe even support modes like Grief, maybe even Turn, and other LTMs later down the line.
These were the real things that, you know, I feel like they could also add this stuff to the DLC.
Now, survival is pretty simple. You just gotta survive. There's no Easter eggs, but you do have access to every type of machine, whether it's a perk machine, whether it's the mystery box, and in this case, you'll probably see all the...
We saw that. I don't really like survival, to be honest, because you know you were gonna die at some point. The maps were like separated, the farms. I liked going on the bus and fighting on the bus and trying to survive there.
Machines that are relevant for Black Ops 7 Zombies, all in one space. It was confirmed at the event a couple of weeks ago that you'll have access to every machine that you need while playing survival. Now, at launch, we're only going to be seeing farm survival alongside the regular big transit experience, but they could...
I feel like everything will be reworked, of course.
Confirmed that other survival maps are going to be coming post-launch, and that other POIs from transit are also going to be added into survival, probably during the preseason window, maybe even season 1, and what I'd assume before DLC 1 comes out. Now, personally, I think this is brilliant when it comes to quote-unquote filler updates later down the line, where instead of just waiting for an LTM to come out or some other quality of life in zombies, in between big DLC drops, it'd be cool to see just a bunch of survival maps that are cut out from other experiences. Imagine if they even brought in some survival maps that are from future big round-based maps.
I mean, it could be also like survival of town. That was pretty awesome. But I'm thinking... a very big possibility is they're going to rework what made the Black Ops maps great. And they're going to double down on that. They're going to show here what maps are coming to survival. See here?
Add in Nocturne and Toten survival into BO7 zombies as
exactly. Like a lot of these maps, they will be reworked, but they will also add new maps. Like, understand that Black Ops 7 is 10 times bigger probably than Black Ops 2.
I wouldn't fully rule that out, but there was something called Onslaught back inside of Black Ops Cold War, the ability to play basic survival on a number of multiplayer maps, and there were obviously a ton more Onslaught maps than there were regular round-based maps inside of Zombies, so I also wouldn't be surprised if within survival this year, we end up seeing more survival maps that you can play on, whether it's for Grief, for regular survival, or something else, compared to big DLC experiences that are actual new maps with Easter eggs. So apart from updates that we're also going to be seeing in Endgame, this is the big open world extraction for campaign that actually does feature zombies, by the way.
Yeah.
I think Reloaded updates every mid-season could also serve as the opportunity to add in more.
And again, if they're really trying to turn zombies into like multiplayer, what multiplayer is for Black Ops 7, like completely its own skins, its own weapons, its own upgrades. Remember, it's not just an add-on anymore. It's kind of like an extra game. You buy Black Ops, yeah, it's $80, but you get 3 different games. You get zombies, you get multiplayer, you get single player. And it's like generational, right? So you can... Black Ops 2 is really the type of game you can return in 5 years and still play it.
Survival maps, zombie updates in Endgame, and other things that make more sense for the middle of a season. There was also a weird rumor many months back when Transit actually leaked out for Black Ops 7 that apparently Mob of the Dead was coming to BO7. Now that shot of the prison we saw in the announcement trailer, I could confirm is not from zombies at all, it's actually from a section of the campaign. What if we do see small sections of the classic BO2 maps from way back when, just added in for...
From Teaser, it's just straight up Transit Remaster from what leakers are hearing. I mean, that's 100% in my opinion, we're going to get a Transit Remaster. It's an awesome map. It's been here for 10 years and people still talk about it.
Survival and bonus gameplay, nothing to do with the main story, the main DLCs, or any Easter eggs. Now, following the launch of Season 5 Reloaded, Dataminer Reality UK did report again on what could be a classic mode coming to BO7, although it was originally thought that that mode would be coming to BO6 because this mode actually leaked out almost a year ago, and very little was known about what this classic mode could entail, what game it's even for, but the jingle...
So there's going to be multiple modes, right? But I am guessing here, is these modes are awesome. They might add modes after the release. The most important factor is... there could be a mode for open world.
Classic mode within
open
BO6,
world would be awesome.
where you can't upgrade your weapon's rarity, you have no access to a crafting table or an arsenal machine, and simply have the weapons that you can pull from the mystery box or some of the presents around the map. Now, the mode itself, in my opinion, wasn't all that replayable, and it was extra challenging because the mode itself went against how the core gameplay was designed for BO6. So I feel like unless a lot of fundamentals get changed for a quote-unquote classic mode, the mode itself might not actually play like classic zombies from way back when, especially with the brand new point system.
Yeah. I mean, you could just add the new maps and then add a ton of stuff on it. That would work.
Reality reported that just recently, new info about this classic mode did get leaked out. He claimed, and I quote, "It has its own separate wall buy, mystery box, and allowed weapon list. The minimap is hidden, the perk limit is 4, and exfil is also disabled." So this at least is a bigger step in that direction to get a classic mode. If these are going to be the modifiers that we're going to see while playing this, but I haven't really seen...
There could be modifiers. They could also make like a hard mode, super hard with no HUD and stuff like that. I would definitely love to see that. Like one hit zombie kills you.
Zombies, so I wouldn't...
But again, the pistols are returning. I love that type of pistols because that's what really made Black Ops 2 great. That pistol, you could go a long way with it. You know, it didn't feel like a Black Ops 1 pistol, which is much, much harder in my opinion. Black Ops 2 had a lot of stuff correctly done. And again, the weapons, that's what I really loved in Black Ops 2.
And this would obviously play a lot differently from regular round base in the game. Now, I get it, if you're trying to use survival as the mode to level up your weapons and grind XP, this wouldn't be ideal.
I feel like a lot of people will also find Easter eggs, all tons of stuff you can find there.
If you're restricted on what you could bring into the mode. So that's why I'm skeptical on what this exactly could be, because I get it. A lot of hardcore zombie fans would say, who cares about weapon progression or leveling things up? Give us a classic mode, right? With no loadouts and nothing fancy. But there are other folks that would probably look at survival as this replacement for what Onslaught was from Cold War. The recent community blog for BO7 also mentioned that when it comes to zombies this year, there will be a new way to reward hardcore players that we're going to hear more about soon. So when it comes to rewarding hardcore players, I think first thing that comes to mind is just giving several different rewards for completing an Easter egg multiple
I guess skins would be a nice addition to actually reward the community with
times, or for speed running it, or whatever the case may be. Just more progression and more rewards than what Black Ops 6 offered, which already was a big step forward since no previous Black Ops Zombies had ever rewarded players that much for prestiging or of course completing main quests. But what if after beating a map's Easter egg, you unlock survival sections from that big map, again enticing players to actually attempt to beat these quests, on top of getting, operator skins, blueprints, or gobblegums? And what if a classic mode is rewarded to people who beat a certain map with the rule sets that Black Ops 7 offers by default? So that would include armor plating, arsenal machines, crafting tables.
I would love to see challenges. That's what really makes the game interesting, or some type of roguelite mechanics. Extraction, there's so many possibilities. Like adding extraction stuff would definitely be a very big bonus. For example, look, Escape from Tarkov. Wouldn't that be awesome if we had that in zombies? So you only start with a gun, but guess what? You can have, stronger and stronger waves, and there's going to be other players. I mean, that wouldn't be actually zombies anymore. But for me, it would be crazy. Like if there would be other teams, players of 20, and, you would shoot them and take their loot. Take their perks, take their bubblegum, take their armor plates, like Warzone type of zombies. Ooh, that would be amazing. Zombies Warzone.
The systems that are likely going to come back from BO6.
Open world zombies Warzone. I feel like some people would play that. I don't know if it would be super played, but...
What if you could unlock a more hardcore and classic version of these maps as a...
That's really where Black Ops Zombies really win. Like they have unlimited potential.
Just an idea I wanted to bring up. Now, to bring up this video, I wanted to bring up something that I personally feel has probably been misinterpreted, but Data Miner Reality UK did claim that when Outbreak does release in BO7, it will have its own separate weekly challenges from the looks of it. We'll get back to that. He also said in BO7 Outbreak, you'll have minor and major abilities, and they look to be separate from augments, but he has no idea. So
I mean, I would be definitely happy that. Black Ops 7, you have a minor and major ability. Again, this could be like field upgrades.
You beat the 11 linear missions. So in Endgame, you will have major and minor abilities for each operator that you'll gain access to as you level up that operator specifically in campaign. And when it comes to weekly challenges, they already confirmed that campaign will have weekly challenges over the course of BO7, apart from what you're going to be seeing in MP, Zombies, and Warzone. So what I'm thinking is that all the Outbreak leaks that are being found, or anything that's leaked and labeled as Outbreak, is probably just referring to Endgame, the big campaign expansion that, yes, also happens to feature zombies, and I'm sure will be a very popular mode within the zombies community as well. But that is about it. This has been DK Dynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comments section. What are your thoughts on everything we know so far about the survival mode coming to the launch of BO7? Do you think classic mode is also the same thing as survival? Also, what are your thoughts on a new way to reward hardcore players? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.
So yeah, pretty awesome video overall. I'm just gonna take a quick break, guys. Smash that like button if you guys haven't already. There's been a ton of updates for overall on Black Ops 7. So a quick break, and then I'm gonna work more. Until next time, peace everyone.